Good morning. This is Black Crow Walking coming to you from Australia. And an exciting day. We're studying A Course of Love by Mari Perron, and we're studying a new chapter today called The Intersection. Verse 1, chapter 22. We will talk much more of imagining now, and you may at first be resistant to this instruction. To imagine is too often associated with daydreaming, fiction, or make believe, and these functions are all prescribed to be for certain parts of your life and for certain times that you deem appropriate. Function or make believe, and these functions are all prescribed to be for certain parts of your life and for certain times that you deem appropriate. Please assure yourself, as I assure you, that now is an appropriate time, an essential time for such activity. Your thoughts regarding imagining and imagination will change with your change in perspective on use. You will no longer be using your imagination, but letting your imagination be of service to you. Now, isn't that beautiful? That our imagination can be of service to you, just as our body is. It's our vehicle, just as our emotions are. They're a signal box, just as our mind is when it's joined with the heart in unity and wholeheartedness. All right, so let's see how the imagination is going to be of service to us. We will be letting images serve as learning devices. They will enhance our use of language so that our language becomes one for both head and heart. We will begin by discussing the concept of intersection and look at it as a passing through that establishes a partnership or a relationship. While we have previously discussed relationships as not being one thing or other, but a third something, we have not as yet discussed how this relationship is provided in form. Now we will do so. The prime image of this idea is provided by the axis. A line passes through a circle and the circle revolves around the line or axis. Imagine a globe spinning around its axis. You know that the globe is representative of the Earth. What you less frequently picture is the relationship between the globe and the axis, even though you realize the axis allows the globe to spin. A second equally worthy image is that of the needle passing through material. Of itself, it can hold two pieces of material together. With the addition of thread passed through the eye of the needle, it can bind many parts in many different configurations. A needle can also pass through something like an onion, piercing many layers. While such a piercing has no intrinsic value in terms of purpose, it provides an image of a straight line passing through not one but many layers of another substance. Intersection is often seen as division between rather than as a relationship among. The illustration used here, however, concentrates upon the passing through rather than upon an idea of division. And they help to show that even what is divided by intersection remains whole. I feel I need to keep going, and I don't usually read this much because it's talking about a specific subject, and we need to put it all together. So breaking it up is not going to be an easy task to put it together again. So far we have the globe with an axis, a line through it, which the globe spins on, and then we have a needle that can pass through lots of different layers. Okay, that's the image we're looking at. The image of intersection is simply meant to represent the point where the world intersects with you, where your path crosses that of others. where you encounter situations in your life, daily life, where you experience those things that cause you to feel or believe in a certain way. And it is at this point of intersection that not only relationships but partnerships are found. The partnership of axis to globe and of needle and thread to material is easily seen. In these two examples, a partnership creates something that did not previously exist by providing a function or a purpose for each. In the case of the needle and the onion, partnership is less apparent because function and purpose are not apparent. Partnership is thus equated with productive intersections rather than intersection itself. Okay, so we're looking for the productive intersection in a partnership. So if the needle is passing through an onion, does it have a purpose? Does it have a relationship? Does it have a partnership? Does it have a purpose? No. It's simply passing through. Meaning is similarly interpreted. Intersections that create function and purpose are deemed meaningful. Intersections that seem to have no function or purpose are deemed meaningless. The act of passing through is of itself seen as of little consequence. Yet it is the passing through that creates the intersection. Everything within your world and your day must pass through you in order to gain reality. While you might think of this as everything outside of yourself, please, when thinking of this, use the words that I have provided. Everything within your world. Everything within your world. In the act of passing through, you assign meaning to everything within your world. The meaning you assign becomes the reality of the object you have assigned meaning to. You have seen your purpose as one of the assigning meanings to that which intersects with you in a given way that you deem as purposeful. Yet it is in the passing through that meaning occurs itself. We're going to get this. We're going to get this because there's obviously a purpose for this. So let's stay with it and look at how everything is passing through our lives. Everything. And how we attach meaning to it. What meaning we give to it. And does it have a purpose in our lives? Or is it just passing through and is that its purpose? Are you passing through my life today? Am I passing through yours? Am I in the intersection? Do I have meaning to you? You are much more like unto the layers of the onion than the globe. With everything within your world needing to pass through layers with a seeming lack of purpose for the passing through. You might think of the axis for a moment as a funnel through which eternity is poured, and a whole heart as that which can allow free passage through of all that is provided. In contrast, the layer approach to intersection causes you to feel as if external forces are bombarding you, layer upon layer of the onion. These forces must pass through one or another of your five senses, which you might think of collectively as layers and are allowed no other access. These forces must then be directed. Often great effort is expended, keeping these forces from piercing your heart, the center of yourself. You instead deflect them using your mind, which might be considered another layer, to send them to various compartments, or continuing with the onion theme to one of the various layers of yourself. These layers protect your heart, and a great percentage of them are involved with denial. With creating places where things enter and simply sit, these things are not really things, but are all that you have found no meaning for. Since your function is seen as assigning meaning rather than receiving meaning, that which you consider meaningless sits, and that which you consider beyond meaning sits. You might imagine yourself as the creator of an unfinished dictionary, and all that is sitting as that to which you have determined you will, at some later date, get around to assigning meaning. All right, we're leaving it there. We've read up to verse 13 first for everything, eh? But I needed to do that so that you could get the gist of what the point it's trying to make. And we'll discover more of that tomorrow um, in our reading. And thank you for being with me today through that epic saga of understanding the axis and the point of um, the needle piercing the onion, piercing the cloth, and whether it has meaning or relationship. All right, let's talk more about it tomorrow. I love you. Bye for now.